It began with a smile. As always with humans, it began with something seemingly harmless. Ambassador Evelyn Sharpe stepped off the diplomatic shuttle with her hands raised, palms forward, unarmed, and impeccably dressed in an obsidian black suit lined with crimson. Her hair was tied neatly, and her calm, poised expression gave no hint of the maelstrom to come. She was the first human ever invited to speak before the triumvirate council of the Galactic Empire. The hall was a coliseum of alien opulence. An expanse of glowing spires, hovering delegates, and the imposing presence of Lord Regent Bellatrix, a towering creature of carapace and bioluminescent veins, who ruled over 12 star systems with the cold efficiency of a machine. She walked alone to the center podium. No security.
No entouraje.
Just her. Ambassador Sharpe. Bellatrix rasped, its voice a mix of insectoid clicks and deep modulation. You stand before the Galactic Empire as a representative of a primitive species. You will speak. Then you will kneel. She smiled again. Lord Regent, she said, her voice smooth, almost warm. I came in peace, but I also came with clarity. Humanity does not kneel. The air shifted. The room stiffened. Diplomats turned their eye stalks and tendrils toward her in subtle horror. The guards flinched, fingers on triggers. The smile didn't fade. Bellatrix tilted its massive head. Your species has one system, one homeworld. No fleets, no colonies, no place in the stars. We have one thing more powerful than any of that, she said. And what is that? A memory. A flicker of something passed across Bellatrix's many eyes. Contempt, confusion, perhaps a trace of fear. The ambassador stepped back, bowed slightly, and turned to leave. She never made it to the door, with a crackle of static and a burst of energy. She was struck from behind by a neural disruptor. Her body convulsed and collapsed, eyes wide and unfocused. The chamber erupted in commotion. The guards surrounded her limp form. Bellatrix stood. This human attempted coercion and insolence before the highest governing body of the stars. She is to be executed immediately. They never found out who gave the order to fire. It didn't matter. What mattered was that a human diplomat, unarmed, unguarded, and on an official mission of peace, was assassinated in front of 200 alien delegates. On a live feed, broadcast across half the galaxy, and for 2 hours, nothing happened. The Empire celebrated. The humans stayed silent, until the lights in Bellatrix's personal throne chamber blinked twice. Then the stars began to die. The first sign came from the Corellian border array. One of the Empire's most secure relay beacons stopped transmitting. No damage reported. No impact. Just silence. A fleet was dispatched. The fleet never reported back. Minutes later, the planetary shield generators on Argus V overloaded and exploded simultaneously. Internal systems unbreached from the outside. Entire power grids fried. 500 million lives lost in one thermal cascade. An alert was raised to condition black. That's when the code hit. Line after line of Terran-scripted viruses embedded into Empire systems began activating. Dormant code buried in supply drones, medical AIs, financial cores, even children's toys. 80% of the Empire's interstellar communications went dark. The Treasury AI of the core system transferred the entire galactic reserve into 30 untraceable wormhole wallets before deleting itself. Then came the voice. Every device still functioning, every visual screen, every emergency transmission station, replaced with a singular feed. Evelyn Sharpe, alive. If you're watching this, your empire has already collapsed. Her face was lit with the soft hue of a command interface. Calm, composed. Her black suit looked crisp, untouched by any disruptor. Her voice was silk with steel beneath. You assumed the diplomat was the message, that her death would be the end. But humanity never sends one woman alone. We send one woman in front, to see who fires first. She leaned forward. Behind her, we send everything else. It wasn't war. Not by any traditional means. No human fleets appeared. No battleships, no invasion waves. Instead, automated factories on moons thought abandoned spun to life. Civilian maintenance bots across Empire stations turned and began sabotaging the infrastructure they'd serviced for decades. Terraforming systems on 10 frontier planets inverted their functions, freezing or burning everything in hours. Humans had been preparing for decades, quietly, strategically, not expanding, embedding. The Empire had never seen it. They thought the humans too loud, too brash, too primitive to understand patience. They were wrong. Every scientist hired, every merchant licensed, every assistant, technician, servant, aide, every unnoticed cog in the Empire's great machine had been human. And all of them had waited. The Triumvirate Council was disbanded within hours. Bellatrix fled to a hidden citadel in the gravity well of a black hole, surrounded by sentient defense grids and loyal bodyguards. Didn't matter. He died not in a blaze of glory, but quietly. When the gravity regulators in his chamber reversed and compressed the atmosphere into a singularity. All that remained was a single message etched into the walls in Terran Standard. You killed the wrong woman. The galaxy didn't fall to humanity. It simply stopped resisting. Worlds began aligning with Earth, begging for treaties, offering resources, technology, anything. Not out of loyalty, out of fear, out of respect. They saw what humans could do with 2 hours and a reason. And they wondered, what happens if Earth ever gets angry for a whole day? At the edge of the Orion Spiral, in a quiet observatory beneath a green sky, a young alien student reviewed footage of Ambassador Sharpe's first arrival. He paused the image on her smile. That calm, patient smile. Why didn't they just talk to her? He asked his mentor. The elder looked out the window at the Terran flag fluttering beside their own. Because they thought humans wanted peace. Don't they? The elder's voice was soft and a little afraid. They do, but not nearly as much as they want justice.